Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kristen. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. We are very glad to have you as part of our family here. Today I am doing a recipe review on the How Not to Diet cookbook by Michael Greger's Beet Burgers. I've been eyeing this for a while. I haven't made anything out of this cookbook. I've had it for a couple of years. It just, for some reason, I don't know. There's something about having cookbooks and actually cooking out of them, or actually wanting to cook out of them. Sometimes I feel like some of the recipes are a little unattainable, but we're going to see how well this cooks up. Now, the problem for me is that I don't have miso and I don't have walnuts, so those two things are going to be substituted, and that could make or break this. I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to see if those substitutes are going to hold up and if it's going to taste just as good as what it's supposed to taste originally. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Okay. So it says to put some water in here, heat that up. Need only a quarter cup, so a quarter cup of that for onion. Those 2 garlic cloves. So 2 garlic cloves is like a tablespoon, more or less. I think that's too much water. I think that would be good water. Okay, so we'll put one. Put about half of this in here. So like that. Okay. And we're gonna, all of this is going to go into a food processor anyway. So this is getting the onion really soft. What we're gonna do, we're gonna add in the 2 cloves of garlic, which is about a tablespoon. It's about this much. That's about a tablespoon of garlic right there. And we're gonna cook that up. And then we're gonna cook off the water a little bit here, because when we add the mushrooms, it's gonna add a lot of water, and so are the beets. So let's get that cooking off a little bit. Okay, so there's still water in here, but not a lot. So we're gonna add in our mushrooms. We'll add in those mushrooms. There's some really long ones. And then we're also gonna add in our beets. And that's gonna make my pan pink. I love pink, it's my favorite color. I just don't like being dyed pink. Thanks. But I was really interested because I really like beets. Like, I really do. It's not because of the color, because they do taste really good. They're really good in my salads and such. So this was why I went with a beet burger. So we're just gonna cook this up. The mushrooms are going to release a lot of water, and then we're just gonna cook this until the water's absorbed. So we're gonna cook it for about 4 to 5 minutes for the water to be absorbed. Oh no, I don't know if you can see it, but the mushrooms are releasing a lot of liquid, and it's just kind of steaming off of it. It's kind of cool. So while the mushrooms and the beets and stuff are cooking, we're going to start on this part. So instead of half a cup of oat flour and the 1 cup of quinoa, I'm just putting 1.5 cups of oats in here, and we're just going to blend everything together. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the beans in here. So I have a whole can of black beans that I have drained and rinsed, and they are good to go into this food processor. with the oats. We are also putting in a half a teaspoon of cumin. So I'm going to eyeball it. Well, not that way. I'm going to eyeball it. I love cumin, so if I put too much in, that's just my bad. Half a teaspoon of coriander as well. Not 100% sure. Not really sure if I like coriander as much as cumin, so we're going to make sure that we put the right amount there. And then a 4th teaspoon of turmeric, which I forgot to get out, so let me go grab that. So a 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground turmeric. I'm going to use this one and just eyeball that. 1/4. That's good. And then and dry mustard, we need half a teaspoon of dry mustard. So ground mustard, good stuff, half a teaspoon. And then how much of the smoked paprika? And half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. So let's get half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. I need to go and stir all that. I love this stuff. Smoked paprika for the win, guys. It's really good. So now I'm going to add in, so this is one of my substitutes for this, is that I'm going to put in some tahini. This tahini is amazing. I'm going to put in a tablespoon of tahini. Nope. So this tahini is amazing. Like, look how runny it is. That's the way tahini should be. Not sticking to your jars, guys. I bought this at Home Goods, of all places, and I was like, As soon as I open it, I was like, yes, this is it. This is the tahini I will forever look for in the market. At the market, because it's so good. And then you need this half a cup of walnuts. So for the walnuts, I'm using cashews, and they're not ground, so this will ground it up, obviously. This will ground it up. They're not ground, so this will ground it up, so we need a half cup. So one thing about cashews, that they're so addicting. Okay, so let's ground this all up as is right now. Okay, so now it's like that. In our delicious beets and mushrooms. I can't say mushrooms are delicious, but I can say the beets are delicious. And we'll grind all of this up all together to make some beet burgers. I have a feeling this is going to need to take a little bit of time. So while this is going, I'm going to clean up a little bit. I'm going to make some room on my tray to be able to put the beet burgers when they're done, so that I can cook them, because apparently I have to cook them for 30 minutes. And do some other things like cooking the greens. We'll see what happens. All right, I'm gonna let this get at it. It's becoming like puree. I didn't want that, but I think this is good. So this has become like a little bit of a puree. So what I'm going to do is that, because the top is still kind of like this, we're going to put it into a bowl. I've got a mixing bowl right here. And I think what I'll do is, the rest of it has kind of pureed out. But I'm going to put this all in here, mix the rest of it just together, and then we'll make it into patties and put it in the freezer. I thought it wasn't doing what I thought it was doing, but it decided to make it puree, so it's my bad. These are definitely not going to be the the same as what the recipe is. We'll see. We'll see how they taste, though. I think it'll be interesting. I did a lot of modifications to this. So, I mean, like, but that's what cooking is. Cooking's about modifications. It's about making things your own. Don't be like, oh, I have to follow the recipe and that's it. No. Cooking is about having fun and experimenting. I think that's really the best part about cooking, is just experimenting. And of course, if you're on a budget and you're like, I can't experiment like you can, it's not necessarily that I'm not on a budget. I'm on a budget. I just bought this a couple weeks ago. But you can still experiment on a budget. I mean, some things you make aren't going to taste the same or aren't going to taste as good. You just kind of have to be okay with that. Look, I like how this came out. This is actually a really good consistency. I don't know if you can see it, sorry. Really good consistency. So I think this, it turned out good. It turned out good. For sure. So let me clean up and we will make these into
after
burgers.
I formed the burgers, they needed to be refrigerated for 30 minutes, so I decided to put them in the freezer for about 15 to do a quick freeze, and then I took them out, put them in the oven 375 for 30 minutes, so 15 minutes, and then flipped them.
I'm not sure how I should film this, but this is a taste test. I'm a little scared. This is, I don't know. This is what it looks like. It is amazing. It looks like, I don't know how to describe it. It looks good. So let's cut into it. I'm sure that this is supposed to be on like a burger patty or something. Look at that. It looks really nice. I don't know if you can see it. It's not gonna focus. It's fine. It looks good. It looks good. It's dry, for sure. It's really dry. It needs, I would say it needs a fat in it, other than just nuts and seeds. But maybe some more tahini. Maybe the tahini needed soy sauce in it to just kind of thin it out. I'm not sure, but it's dry. I mean, it doesn't taste bad. It actually tastes really good. And it doesn't taste bad. It tastes good. It looks like meaty. Probably needs more salt. My opinion anyway. That might just be I'm not used to eating without as much salt. I will definitely be making these again. They weren't that hard, and doing it the way that I did it, it made it so much easier, and they're yummy and they have so much nutrition in it. So definitely going to be making those again. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, fun, just in general, please remember, share with your friends, like and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. Take care.